So, what is the core of the business, I guess? Clean tech as it is. I remember when I first approached you, I said, are you this or are you that?
Yes.
So, can you just run us down on what is the core of Clean TeQ, the core business?
Yes. So that is a very good question, because we are, if you double click on us, there's 3 businesses within our overall business. So if I say overall, we are very focused on water. So we provide technology for water treatment. And water treatment is the overall name for both recovery of water for reuse, but it can also be treatment for disposal into the environment. So that's if you look at it from a distance, that's what we do. But if you look at it sort of one level deeper, it is really 3 businesses. So one is our what we call our water solutions business. So there we've built a number of very unique solutions on a platform of some very unique technologies that we have. So these technologies have a long history. We've spent a lot of time developing, a lot of money developing. They're patented, and we built a number of solutions on top of them. An example is nitrate removal. So nitrate is a problem around the world. It's a pollutant. It's getting increasingly attention because it's causing both environmental pollution and ecological degradation through algae blooms, etc. So it gets a lot of attention from that perspective. Health-wise, it gets a lot of extra attention these days. We used to think that certain levels were safe, and now more and more places in the world are saying these levels we thought were safe are actually not safe. In the long term, you see effects of that are very unhealthy. So for these 2 reasons, you see regulation getting more and more strict. And we have a solution that's very geared towards that trend. So our solution is able to remove nitrates to 0 effectively, and then sort of get into that market. That's much harder to address than the old technologies did. So this is an example of our water solutions business. We have our unique technology, and we have a unique solution for addressing this problem. We have a bunch of other ones in there. Second business is we've developed our own membrane. And we can talk about that if there's time, sort of in general, on what is sort of our overall philosophy of our technology development. But one theme in that technology development is the challenges that now exist with membranes.
We're doing physical membrane here.
Exactly. So a membrane or a filter that took, you could say, the water sector over the last few decades, took over much of the water sector. So everywhere you go, they put these membranes in, and that was driven by the need to create much cleaner water, much more recycling. And membranes are very suitable for that. So there's no criticism on the use of membrane in general. It's just that it's overused. And in a sector like mining is a good example where people put membranes where they shouldn't be. And that's just because membrane, as you can imagine, has a number of benefits, right? It's a barrier, so you know exactly what it does. It's sort of very straightforward. The disadvantage is that a barrier creates secondary waste. So you stop the pollutants, but the pollutants go out in a liquid, so that's secondary waste. It's a big problem. Another problem with membranes is that they foul. So you get, on the surface of a membrane, you get a lot of issues. So as you could imagine, membranes are very suitable for very well specified water that's relatively clean. It's much less suitable for water that's not as clean, that's very variable, and mining water is a great example. Ground bore water is a great example. So in our general philosophy of many of our solutions is to find something better compared to the current membrane solutions. And now I'm back to my second business. So the first business was solutions, the second business is our membrane. So we developed our own graphene membrane. And that graphene membrane is a different platform. So we have graphene as the active layer. And graphene has a number of very attractive properties. And one of them is resistance to fouling. Another one is energy efficiency, so it uses much less energy. And because of these benefits, we see that as sort of a very revolutionary development in that sector. So that's the second business. So we have our solutions, we have our membranes, and then third, we have metal recovery in our portfolio. So our third business is using our technology and using actually a technology that's the core for our water business, also as a foundation for our metal recovery business. And in both of those cases, what our technology does very well is taking out certain pollutants, or in the metal recovery business, that's not pollutants, that's actually valuable metals, taking them out and then recover them at a very highly concentrated.
As a process of mining the metal.
Exactly.
Okay.
And in mining, in metal recovery, where are we different and where do we come in? That is mostly related to secondary sources of mining. So that could be a tailings dam, right? So there's water out of a tailings dam that you would want to use or reuse, or you want to treat. And if there's valuable metals in it, we can recover them very effectively. So what we can do is take a marginal resource, so say an evaporation pond or a tailings dam, or wastewater. And if there's valuable metals in those secondary resources, our technology is very good to create that, which is often a liability, and turn it into an asset. So to take that value and really recover it in such a way that it becomes very